Mesachas Yevamos daf kuf tes zayin. The Gemara on the bottom of daf kuf tes vav brings a story that Yitzchak reish galusa bar achse der Rav Bibi have a ka'ozil mikurtiv laspamya, and he passed away. And there was Eidos der Yitzchak reish galusa bar achse der Rav Bibi that was going mikurtiv laspamya, and he passed away. And the Gemara discusses, do you have to be choishish that although there's Eidos that Yitzchak Reish Galusa passed away, maybe there's another person with the name of Yitzchak Reish Galusa, and the Eidos was not on this Yitzchak. The Rif Paskins, like Rav, they not cheshinon for another Yitzchak, and the Ramban explains the reason why we're not choishish is because kanim so kan hayu. Since we knew there was a Yitzchak here, we're not choishish there was another Yitzchak, kanim so kan hayu. The Nimtzao Yosef and other Rishonim ask that it's very schwer to explain that they are not choishish is because of kanim so kan hayu. It's mavu in the sugya in ksubas of kanim so kan hayu, and the mumen that are found on the kala, and we paskin like Rav Ashi, that you don't say kanim so kan hayu. Nimtzao Yosef says that specifically in the sugya and ksubis that's referring to Hitzos moment, we don't say kanim so kan hayu to be moitzi moment. However, the gabe edis ishim mishum iguna ikila barabonon, and he says that we rely by the stories of Nani bar Chavi and Chavi bar Nani is because there was a glayim l'dover to say kanim so kan hayu ve'in kol ha'mekoyim yishoven. The Nabi Yehuda in his Chuvas writes to Yemater, if someone was told of and they found the body after 3 days, you could rely that this is the body that came in the first place because kanim so kan hayu. And Shmuel says that if you find that summers, if you find bones, begoiv arayus or bekivshin eish, you could be soymech that these are the bones of the person that we know went into kivshin eish because kanim so kan hayu. The Shav Shmaitza has a tremendous arichis, and he says, although it's mavur many achronim that could say kanim so kan hayu to matir be'edis ishi, he says it's not pashud. He says you find the gabi chitim in the isa. The Taz writes that we say the gabi chometz on Pesach kanim so kan hayu. However, the Shmaitza says it's mavur and Tosis in Nida that we say kanim so kan hayu specifically in regard to the chomer of kodshim and truma. However, in kol kula, you don't say kanim so kan hayu, and the Shmaitza says that be'emes is mavur in the Nimtzao Yosef. And the Ramban now is sugya that you say kanim so kan hayu legabi edis isha, and kipshuta, it's not like the Yisui that's mavur and toises in nida, that's specifically the gabi chumra of kodshim and truma, we say kanim so kan hayu. However, the Shmaitza says that be'emes you could explain that it's not a steer from our sugya to the klal, the kanim so kan hayu specifically the gabi chumra of kodshim and truma. And the Shmaitza says that be'emes the Yehuda explains that the Nimtzao Yosef says that specifically by moment we don't say kanim so kan hayu in the sugya and ksubis. Then the Yehuda explains that the gabi hitzos moment. However, if it's lahachsik moment, you do say kanim so kan hayu. However, the Shmaitza asks that shver from the sugya and ksubis is mavur that even the gabi lahachsik moment, and you don't say kanim so kan hayu, even though it's not a shayla of Hitzos moment, rather the Baal has come to Machzik moment, and we mechayiv the Baal to pay ksuba because we don't say kanim so kan hayu. And the Shmaitza continues that's mavu in the Nimtzao Yosef, that by moment you don't say kanim so kan hayu. He says l'chor it's mavu in the Ramban, not like the Nimtzao Yosef, because the Ramban now suge asks by shumshimin, why are you not moitzi the shumshimin from the shomer and say kanim so kan hayu? Since the mafkid put down the shumshin originally, say kanim so kan hayu. So Shmaitz is medayik from the Ramban's kasha that you say even the gabi mom in kanim so kan hayu ayin nesivis. in Kilas Yaakov that says Gufu the Ramban's teretz is like the Muki Yosef, the Lagabi Yitzchak's moment. You don't say kan nimtzao, kan hayu, whatever. The Shmaitzel says you see from the Ramban that even the Gabi Yitzchak's moment you do say kan nimtzao, kan hayu. And the Shmaitzel says that Lule Divi had Muki Yosef. You could explain that the sugi over here is a different Geder of kan nimtzao, kan hayu from the sugi in Ksubas. And the sugi over here is similar to that, and the Ramban says in Babasad of Chavdalit, by Roi V'Korev, that if it's a kurva the muchach, and we find an item right where it's supposed to be, b'chagavna you say, kan nimtzao, kan hayu, and although normally you say Roi V'Korev, Hulech Acharoiv, when it's a kurva the muchach, and it's Mekoyim Mamish, b'chagavna, the Korev is Odiv, and he says that is the understanding our sugi as well, that Rabbi Yitzchak, when on his derech, that was his mokim b'chagavni, you say kan nimtzao, kan hayu, and it's not the regular law of kan nimtzao, kan hayu, by movement and nimtzao base that are on a kal, rather it's mekoyim mamish, and therefore even though we don't pass in the kan nimtzao, kan hayu, by movement we do pass in kan nimtzao, kan hayu in our sugya. And he explains in the case of Ishmael as well, since there's that summers were found in the Mokum Mamish, that the person went into the Kivshan age, it's a curve with the Olim, and you can be mated easily not say with the curve which is greater than Roif. Eine Pshachen of Yezri that explains the understanding in the Ramban in Babasra that we go boss a curve with the Olim, even though usually you say Roif the curve. Hulech Acharoiv is because Roif the curve is specifically when there is a suffix. However, a kurva, the olim, there's no suffix b'chlal. Eine Kilas Yaakov from the Nesivos that learns our sugya, different mahalach from the Shmaitzel, that since Rabbi Yitzchak went on this way, he's a vadai, and another person that will come as a suffix, ve'ein suffix muitzim de vadai. Moving from on the Gemara basis, the Boisa Shah Omru, Isha Shah Omru makes Bailey Tinose, and Taisis asks that typically that the Isha Shah Omru makes Bailey should be able to get married with a migu. She could have said Geristani Bailey, according to Manda Omar, that Rav Nuna says that Isha Shah Meres, Geristani Bailey is Nemenes, even Shleibefonov. The Marsha asks that what's Taisis' kasha, she should be nemenes with the migu. She could have said Geristani Bailey. Geristani Bailey is only nemon because ein isha mi'iza penah b'fnei bailo, and the migu the chozul yaminon and b'chanon and kavitshurim chelik beis has a tremendous arichas in the Geder of migu. We mentioned the Shil Elend of Kufir Aleph, and he asked that the Marsha is very hard to understand because it's mavur. And we're showing him that the migu the chozul yaminon is specifically the pater from a shvua. However, the gabi moment, even the migu the chozul is nemon. And Chana explains that the understanding in Masha's kasha is that you have to understand why is it that migu the chozul is nemon for moment and not for shvua. So he explains that there's two different halachas in the halacha of migu. The migu is a nansadi, that the fact that he didn't say the second taina is a proof that this taina is true, and there's another Geder migu is that the nemonis you had in the second taina is chal on the taina that you tained. So Bochon explains that the migu the chozul aminon is that's not a nansad, it's not a proof that the taina is saying now is true, because the reason why he didn't say the second taina of Gershani is because it's a chozul b'hamiyas. The second halacha of migu you do have. And you have the nemonos from the second taina of Gerstani, although it's not a raya that makes baili, but homias you have the nemonos from the second taina. So the gabi moment, it's enough that you have the nemonos of the second taina. However, the gabi shvu, you need a nansadi to part from a shvu. So Bochanan says that according to this, you understand the Masha's kasha, that since the whole nemonos that one has by migu the chozul is you get the nemonos from the second taina, he says that doesn't pertain By Gershani Baili Bechal, because Gershani is not an amonis in the actual taina. It's only because a chazak of ein isha izav fnei bailo that's chald an amonis at the time that she is meis ponav, but it's not a din in the actual taina that should be nemon. So therefore, it doesn't pass a migu of koyach a taina that you get the taina from the second taina because there's no din in the taina of Gershani to be nemon. You could answer the mashos kasha according to tremendous yisoid that he heard from my Rebbe or my Hirschkowitz Shlita. It's born in Kovitz Chedushim that he's proved from many rayas that there's a third Geder in the nemonos of migu. The Bam is every time and Bezdin has a koyach and a schus that one should be believed, and when a tain is not believed is because we assume and we have a right to be chushish that the tain is a sheker. However, when you have a migu, you have a tain of mali the sheker, so therefore that gives a koyach that we can't assume and we can't be chushish that your tain that you're saying now is sheker. So it's not a non-sadi, it's not a proof, and it's not a koyach from the second taina, but it gives a koyach to the actual taina that you're taining now. And he explains that migu dhaazah is a weaker migu, it's a weaker mal shaka, so therefore you need to mechazik the taina with a shvur. So according to his yisoid, we could explain toises that even by a migu of Gershani Bailey, you have a taina of Mali Shaka, which is mildly the taina of Meis Bailey, and therefore, Tosis asks that she should be nemenis with a migu.